This is Roger Creager, and you're listening to Real Life, Real Music.
Real Life, Real Music Radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
So how you doing, man? Welcome back to Dosey Doe. It's been a while.
Hey, buddy. Thank you. I feel the stage has moved.
Feel a little disoriented? Yes. The last two times we've had the opportunity to sit down with Roger twice here on Real Life Real Music, and the last two times the stage was against that wall.
No kidding.
No kidding. No kidding. Where all those fine people all are over there. Now, even though it's been a while, you kind of know what we're here doing, and I'm going to ask you plenty of questions tonight, but why don't you just pick a song and kick us off?
Weatherman says this ain't moving out. Pouring buckets on my truck on my way out of town. Tired of sitting here watching the thunderclouds fall. Without you here, I've been lost in this flood. Crying my heart out, face down in the mud. About high time I get the hell out of this storm. I'm racing for the sunshine, reaching for the blue skies. I know I'll find it sometime. Your goodbye echoes in my brain. Driving with a hammer down till I can't even hear the rain. That's all you get. That's new. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you until... I'm not going to play the whole thing for you until the record is available and you can...
Very tricky, very tricky. So, a lot of writing lately. We got some new stuff in the works.
Yeah, yeah, I do, and I've been trying to put out a record this year, which may or may not happen. But writing a lot of songs is good to do. You know, we used to joke about the opposite of writing songs is touring, and we seem to do a lot of that. And we're doing a little bit less these days, not much less, but a little bit, and I've been writing songs again.
That's good. And well, hopefully at some point maybe we'll play one that we've written.
You and I wrote recently?
Yeah.
Let me introduce to you over here behind us. These are identical albino twins that... I kid. These... Aleph plays violin, he plays guitar, sings. He lives in Bastrop, Texas. This is Aleph Yonker. And the new lead guitar player in the band, he plays acoustic. You got your gut string from Belton, Texas, Bryce Clark.
Well, Roger, what I love about when you come to Dosey Doe and you do this show is, you know, we can come see you at a honky tonk and get the full band experience. You got some amazing stuff coming up on your schedule, places like Green Hall, and man, I think you guys are driving up to Tyler later this weekend, and you always put on a great show. But this is a great listening room environment where we kind of get to hear the songs maybe the way you thought them up or the way they showed up when you sat down and wrote them. I wonder if we can go all the way back to that very first record that you put out and pick a song. I look around the room and it looks like, well, there's a lot of really good-looking people about my age, and so that means that we've been fans of yours for a long time. So pick one of those ones from that first record and tell us a story and play it for us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's do violin and that thing, whatever that is. Looks in tune. The title track of that first record is really what kick-started my whole career. You know, I feel like there's a million different ways you can go when you, and there's different producers that you can use, and there's songs that you can write. You know, the old saying of, you get 24 years to make your first record, and you get, 9 months to make your second record. But this was my first record, and I was very lucky to have Lloyd Maines agree to produce the thing.
Yeah.
And it changed a lot of the sound, and it helped me develop a sound. He's that Lubbock, that West Texas, man, it's awesome, man. And steel guitar, and he helped me develop that sound early in my career. I was 20 something, like 25. And I've told this story before, I think, but in the recording studio, it hit me that there's this big glass thing, and they can see me and I can see them, and they've got the big mixing board and that, and I'm in there with the headphones on and the $9,000 microphone, and they can push a button and talk. And Lloyd, he's got this real West Texas. Hey, Roger, that was good. Can you do it differently? So he's got a terrific bedside manner, and he's very good at making new people feel at home and comfortable. But I was singing this song, and I could see him and Fred Rimmert, who he also engineered some of the Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff, and I'm kind of in awe of these guys anyway. Lloyd Maines, of course, is a Grammy award-winning producer and one of the top-notch session players, and I could see them talking back and forth, and see what's the words they say? Well, I've seen Jerry Jeff umpteen times that year. Just kept getting better every day. And he pushes the button and he says, "Hey, Roger, we're talking. We don't think we know the saying, but we don't think it's humpteen. I think it's umpteen." I went, and here I am, 25 years old. I went, no kidding. Huh. Didn't know that. It's like a humble thing, Anyway, let's do the song. And it kind of like, it was so ridiculous that it made me feel so small that at that point I was perfectly comfortable to sing the thing. And it was like one of those things, like when when you're terrified of screwing up, and then you screw up so badly that it doesn't even matter anymore. It was awesome. Y'all ready for this, boys? Well, I guess you were right. Bluebonnet's worth a drive. Now I'm here in Canyon Lake alone. Yeah, well, I know that you came here when you were down and feeling blue, and it helped you sort out the pieces on your own. But I'm seeing what you saw. Springtime is beautiful, and I'm proud to call this country home. Yet I am missing you, 'cause the sun is setting on me, and I think I'll crank up my pickup for San Antonio. There ain't enough dance halls in Texas to trying it all the time. I'm out there every night, and my truck has seen some miles to find the words about this song to get me back on top of Babylon. Well, I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. Yeah, the river runs a whole lot of fun, especially when you're with the ones that bring you so much laughter and good times. The water it ran so low, that only means that you go real slow and take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. So we showered and shaved in some bathroom stall over there at Bucky's on the way to Green Halls. I sold out concert for one of my heroes that night. Baby, I guess I'm alright. I'm just a little bit tired tonight. It's getting over years, made a busy man of me. There ain't enough dance halls in Texas. Keep my heart and mind occupied. I'm trying it all the time, and I'm out there every night. And my truck has seen some miles to find the words about this song to get me. I'm back on top of Babylon. I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. Jerry Jeff Walker. Umpteen times that year, I just kept getting better every day. I followed Robert Earl King Jr. from Dallas to the sparkling city by the sea. I jumped up on the seawall and sang Corpus Christi Bay. There ain't enough dance halls in Texas. My heart and mind occupied. I'm trying it all the time. I'm out there every night, and my truck has seen some miles, chasing down the words to live my songs to get me back on top of Babylon. Yeah, I'm not over you yet, I must be having fun all wrong. You right. Bluebonnets are worth a drive, and now I'm here in Canyon Lake alone, all alone. Thank you.
Yeah. So you mentioned the kind of the effect that song had on your career early on. Was there like a certain moment? Was it that song? Was it another song where you went, man, I might really be able to do this. Like I might really be able to do this and do it for a while.
Yeah. Shortly after that record came out, well, maybe 18 months or 2 years later, mine's empty.
I was going to pour your beer in there for you. Everything tastes better in a real life, real music coffee cup. So.
I said, "Oh, is that a souvenir? I can take that with me."
You can take that with you.
No, we're gonna need that back. Yeah, it was a couple of years later. It was less than 2 years later, and I was sitting down. You know, I did graduate with an accounting degree, and I wasn't very good at it, but Thank God I could balance a checkbook. And I was sitting down doing, paying bills and looking at student loans and, and all that. And I paid all my bills, and I had a banking software on my computer, and it was, the numbers were either red or black. And for the first time, hey, it wasn't red. I thought, man, I paid all my bills. I don't have any money. It was like $4. I thought, this is working out nice. Yes.
I love it. Okay, so fast forward, obviously having fun all wrong, and there's a string of hits that we all have listened to over the years that just remind us of Texas. They remind us of where we live. And one of the things that I thought was really cool that you did a few years back was set the Guinness Book of World Records, record for the number of tubers on a river per square foot or inch or whatever it was. And you got a pretty good song about that, too.
Yeah, that was... I don't even remember where that came from. This is I remember, I had this in my head for 100 years. This is my river hat. I've had it for years. I've shared some good times in it. Drank a lot of beers. And Trent Willman and I, a good buddy of mine, we were trying to write a song one time, and we couldn't think of anything. And, Trent and I have this habit of spending, late morning just nosing through things and going, yeah, I don't know. And then we'll go to lunch and we'll come back and write the song.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing with that. I said, man, I don't know. I've got this idea. And I threw it out there, and he's like, oh, yeah. Float in the Guadalupe River. He says, man, I've done that a couple times, and I don't remember it, but... He said, I was smiling in all the photos, so it must have been awesome. So we wrote River Song, and there's a part in there where it says, and I can remember early on in my career, me and some of the guys in the band, our old drummer and our very first tour manager, we went camping on the Comal River, and that was the joke, is that somebody we're having cocktails and drinking, and we couldn't afford hotel rooms, so it was like $9 for the tent. And so we're sleeping there on the Comal River, and we had 5 or 6 tents and a bunch of friends, and we're floating the river in the daytime, and we're saving all our money for cheap beer. and somebody, that was the joke all week, that one of the guys, his flip-flop came off, and he had flip, but flop, we didn't know where he was. So we put that in the song. We put that in the song, and I think Howie, my manager, came up with the idea when we recorded the song. He says, "Oh man, that's great. We got to do something, something kind of cool to tie in with that. Let's set the world record for the world's largest river float trip." And we started researching, and it was like in Minnesota or somewhere. I thought, oh, well, that won't do. How many people do we need? They said, you need 250. We had right at 3,000 people come out to float down the Guadalupe with us. You want to sing that one, boys? This is my river hat. I've had it for years. I've shared some good times in it, drank a lot of beers. It fell in a campfire on the banks of the Comal River. Burned a hole clean through it. Chuck said it matched my liver, so I think I'll raise a cold can for the things that keep us together, and I'll bring a toast to old friends and the times we'll always remember. If you've ever had a good time here, get 'em up, sing along. This is our river song. Summer down in Texas, doesn't it just feel right doing that? These are my old river shoes, they don't match, and I don't care. I searched all day and I rescued Flip. Well, Flop's still out there somewhere. Like my Frio fishing buddy Mark, the Marines shipped him away. Oh, we sure do miss him, but I'll see him one fine day. And I think we'll raise a cold can for the things that keep us together. And I'll drink a toast to old friends and the times we'll always remember. So if you've ever had a good time here, get 'em up, sing along. This is our river song. This is my river, I don't own it, but it's mine, along with every soul who's ever rowed a tube or wet a line. To me, this place is sacred, there are those who feel the same. This river's just like holy water running through our veins. And I think we'll raise a cold can for the things that keep us together. Drink a toast to old friends and the times we'll always remember. If you've ever had a good time here, get 'em up, sing along. This is our river song. This is our river song. This is our river.
Yeah. You know, whether it's that song or I've Got the Guns or many of the songs that you can find in your catalog, you do a great job of painting the picture. You and the writers that you write with do a great job of kind of capturing those moments that I don't know, make up those moments that we all have experienced and remember. One of the other songs that really sticks with me, and I think you and Trent wrote this one too, is Cowboys Sailors Me. That's one of my favorite songs that you do. Tell us about that one. I wonder if you'd play that one for us.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a couple other things about that song that I thought of while I was singing it. Trent and I, we were trying to tie into that last verse or second to the third, whatever verse it is, I don't remember. Something about that. There was a time when me and my buddies, we went and did this, and now we've gone separate ways, and we wound up, with my Frio fishing buddy Mark. Mm-hmm. The Marines shipped him away, and we were trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out a way to put my buddy Scott, who went in the Navy when we were little, when we were young, and it didn't work out. We played with that, and we wound up. One of my best friends is Mark Miller. He's a fireman here in Houston, mm-hmm. and he was in the Marines. And so I said, "Hey, Mark, can we put you in the song? When we use your name and Marine?" He's like, "Oh man, that'll be great." And then the song intentionally leaves it ambiguous, where you don't know whatever happens to Mark. It says, we sure do miss him, but we'll see him on one fine day. Well, does that mean that he, you'll see him in heaven, or what does it mean? And so when the record came out. Mark called me up on the phone, and I said, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "You son of a bitch, you killed me."
I love it. I love it. Is Mark here tonight? Mark, are you here?
I wouldn't be surprised. But last summer, or summer before last, I was best man in his wedding. He's doing fine. Mark Miller's doing just fine. So, Cowboys and Sailors. Yes. Can y'all do this in A? I'm just kidding. These guys like genuinely outstanding, top notch. My humble opinion is I think we have the best band in the Texas country scene. And these two guys. Bryce has got some mind-blowing guitar licks and things that are tasty where other musicians look at him and scratch their head and go, "You son of a bitch, you killed me." And Aleph was born up in Wisconsin and graduated high school in Oregon. Immediately upon graduating, moved to, was it Fort Myers? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Kind of came, across this guy's played country music all over America, and he's bad to the bone, and he's in our band now, and he's awesome too. Plays violin, guitar, harmonica. He plays the oboe. No, did I make that up? You did? Yes, I did. He sings. What else do you play? You play. That's about. Play whatever, man. Anyway, I just wanted to brag on these guys a minute. And what are your other, what's the word I'm looking for? Radio stations that play your show. What is it called? Syndicated.
Syndicated
Syndicated,
stations.
Yeah.
We've
You
got
said San Luis
K-Star,
Obispo,
we've got
right?
Coke, we've got San Luis Obispo.
Bryce Clark is from San Luis Obispo, California. That's not true.
Man, for about 5 minutes, we really upped the listenership in San Luis
We
Obispo.
were really cool in California for just a second, yeah. Who else you got? What other, like?
We have Tyler Mineola, which will be in Tyler.
We'll be there this week. Yeah.
You'll be there. And we've got
all right, that's good.
Craig
That's
Vaughn
good.
and Amarillo. Right. Yeah. And Rebecca Creek Radio online. You can stream it. I mean, you can hear it a variety of different ways. So, Cowboys and Sailors.
Oh. Cowboys and Sailors. This was the first time that I ever had a song put on hold by a big artist. I get a phone call, and it was convincing. It was even more convincing than just regular putting a song on hold. Trent Willman and I wrote this. This was the very first song that Trent and I ever wrote. He grew up on a cattle ranch outside of Amarillo, and he's crazy. He's crazy. You can Google or YouTube Trent Willman rattlesnake. He'll go and just pick them up. He'll pick up 3 or 4 rattlesnakes at a time. He's crazy. I'm telling you, crazy. But he grew up around that, and he grew up, a cowboy, and I grew up in Corpus Christi, on the northern tip of Padre Island there, and fishing. And I was born 100 yards from the bay. I was born in Spawn Hospital, Corpus Christi. So the first song that he and I wrote was a song called Cowboys and Sailors that seemed to make perfect good sense to us. He'd read a book about a guy that fought in the Civil War, and he was a cowboy, and then he was a sailor, and he had sailed around the Caribbean, and then he had come back and won some awards. I think he had gone and performed in Europe as a cowboy. I'm going to screw that up. I don't know. Cut that out of the thing.
Edited for rebroadcast. You'll never hear that again.
Yeah, he went to clown school, and he was. I don't know. I didn't read the book. Trent read the book. He was fired up about it. So we wrote this song, and we get a phone call after the record comes out. Hey, Kenny Chesney heard the song, loves the song. He wants to record it. He's going to put it on hold. So and then it didn't make the record. We got a phone call. Well, it didn't make the record. Okay, well, that's disappointing. I've never had anybody cut one of my songs ever at this point, And so a year goes by, 14 months. We get a phone call. Hey, Kenny Chesney loves the song. He said this time for sure he's going to cut it. He didn't cut it. So we get another year goes by, and this time it's for sure. It's for sure. This is third time as a charm. Okay, for certain. I mean, we are most definitely recording the song. And the day they were supposed to record it, they come running in with this Guy Clark song called Hemingway's. He didn't record the song. So I had to take a bunch of shit back to the stores. It's embarrassing. The song's called Cowboys and Sailors. Let's see. You want to count it off? How do you want to do that? There's a long line of freedom passed down in my name. It's like a rum and rye whiskey that runs through my veins. The wayfaring souls of the sage and the sea. It's cowboys and sailors and me. No jail and no woman can hold me for long. I'll wake in the morning and I'll be gone. There's some things in this world, hell, they're meant to be free, like cowboys, sailors, and me. Oh, but I ran off with a circus, chasing my insanity. And there's ports and harbors and oceans that I've never seen. Yeah, but I'm out here doing what I love. So tonight, when you're down on your knees, would you say a prayer for cowboys and sailors and sad guitar players like me? Now this path that I've chosen never seems to end, and I know this highway like the back of my hand. So I trade my living for all these songs that I sing about cowboys, sailors, and me. Yeah, but I ran off with a circus, free as a long tumbleweed. And there's places and wide open spaces that I've never seen. Yeah, but I'm out here doing what I love. So tonight, when you're down on your knees, would you say a prayer for cowboys and sailors and sad guitar players like me? 'Cause I make my living singing these songs about women and cowboys and sailors and me.
Yeah, that's a great song. That's a great song. Hey, I want to get y'all to help me do something real quick. I told you we've been doing this for 10 years. Roger was our very first show. And you can't do anything in show business that lasts 10 years without people like you coming out to see the shows and without the help of our corporate sponsors. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them later, but we've got a few representatives from this season's sponsors, the Texas Rockstar Realty Group. Can y'all just raise your hands real quick? Y'all give them a round of applause for helping us make tonight happen. And in addition to that, I told you guys you were going to be an active part of the show tonight. We always kick off the radio broadcast with a liner, so I need you to say, "This is Roger Creager, and you're listening to Real Life, Real Music." And I need you guys to just go absolutely nuts. Can y'all do that? Better question, can you do that?
I'm not sure. This is Roger Creager. I got it. This is Real Life, Real Music, and you're listening to Roger Creager.
Okay, unless you want me to pull the one from the last time you did this show, I need you to say,
Yes.
"This is Roger Creager, and you're listening to,"
Oh, did I do that
240 shows, we've gotten it right. "This is Roger Creager, and you're listening to Real Life, Real Music."
This is Roger Creager, and you're listening to Real Life, Real Music.
Perfect. That was awesome. Gosh. Okay, so Roger, it in no way does this even seem possible. But Roger and I, we've known each other. We probably met about,
1991.
a long time ago. At Texas A&M University, we were both supposed to be studying, and we were trying to learn how to write songs and play guitars and sing places for all the reasons that college guys pick up guitars and try to sing places. And anyway, it was at A&M where I met my wife, and we just earlier this summer celebrated 25 years of marital bliss. Yep. And she is at A&M tonight, couldn't be here, wanted me to tell you that she missed being here. She's with our middle son, who is at freshman orientation at A&M tonight. So I'm glad all these people are here, and I hope they buy a couple of my CDs on the way out, because I got some bills coming. So we've known each other for a long time, man, and it's been awesome to watch you chase your dream. And I got to say, I think one of the songs that for some reason it just hit me the first time I heard it, and I'm like, he's done it, and he's going to keep doing it. And that was "Things Look Good Around Here." Tell me how that one came about. I wonder if you'd play that one for us. You won't hear this part in San Luis Obispo, California. Roger tuning his guitar.
In 1991, Kyle's older than I am. In 1991, he was a junior or senior at A&M. Does that sound right?
Yep, I think I was a junior.
I was in the 3rd grade. I was reading the Battalion.
He was like Doogie Howser, you know. He was
Yes.
really, really smart.
Yeah, very, very smart.
College, very
Although
young.
my grades did not reflect that. and the Battalion, which is the school newspaper, they ran an article on Kyle about, wanting to be a songwriter and being a songwriter and having a showcase there in College Station at a very classy upscale bar called the Cabaret in the Mall.
It was called Kay's Cabaret,
Kay's
and so I
Cabaret,
couldn't
that's
convince my parents that I wasn't playing at a strip club. And it was in the mall. I mean,
was in the
only in College Station does that happen.
And that's when we met. And they ran the article on you, and I called you up on the phone, and we've been friends ever since.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I forgot what I was saying. So things are good around here. That was. It's so funny to me to think back that I don't remember that period. It was kind of a blur. I was just getting into the music scene and traveling all over the place, and we just got the band together, and we were driving in my pickup truck, pulling a trailer, and sometimes we didn't have, we didn't want to be cramped in the truck, so, and I didn't have all trucks now are those like 4 doors. Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. So we would, a couple people ride in the back of the truck, and we'd drive to Amarillo like that. And sometimes it'd get hot, and we'd go to Walmart and buy those little swimming pools and fill it up with water. That's true. And drive to Amarillo in the bed of a truck. And this came out of that period, when it was just a little bit of a free for all. I wasn't doing LSD or anything like that, or any hard drugs really. Yet, but no, I don't. I'm kidding. Thankfully that's one thing I never did get into. But we were running up and down the road and getting very little sleep and having a ball night after night after night, playing in bars. We were playing four shows. We did 180 full band shows one of those years, and then I did another 40 or so just acoustic, and it was just go 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 go, and we were beginning to make a name for ourselves, and we had to get out there and do it, and this song came out of that period. No, I really don't remember writing it. I remember one night in at an after party in either Lufkin or Nacogdoches, some Nowhere. Some guy and his girlfriend, I think it was she was a college girl and he was just from the town there, and she liked the boys in the band and she wanted to hang out, and we're all drinking and he's in the parking lot, and he took off his shoes and started karate chopping the hotel wall, like kicking it and stuff. Like looked like Fat Elvis. And I remember thinking, man, I need to write a song. No one's ever gonna believe this, but it goes. It's called "Things Are Good Around Here." Yeah. Got home to my motel room, so I picked up the phone. Figured you'd like to hear about the day I had. Been a real peach of a day today. The man had a blowout on the way by 11 a.m. It was already looking bad. Probably drove all the way to Amarillo. People are warm, but it's always cold. It was raining outside. All the gear got soaked. Hell, I didn't know the crowd would dig our stuff. New towns are usually tough, but they were singing along. Knew every song I wrote. Now things look good around here. The boys are in the parking lot still drinking beer. Don't know if I'm ever gonna get them inside. Sounds like a party out there. No worries, no cares. Things look good around here. Well, I sing all night and I drive all day. Gotta be a better way when the I supposed to get in my sleep? Sometimes I love doing what I do, and sometimes I hate being away from you, and then sometimes I can't believe I'm in this deep. But it's true, I still get nervous inside. Try to hide it, cause that's my pride. I need a little encouragement now and then. I step out on the stage, eyes wide, always feels like my first time. Kick on the tune, I'm alright again, I'm alright again. And now things look good around here. The boys are in the parking lot still drinking beer. Don't know if I'm ever gonna get them inside. And it sounds like a party out there. No worries, no cares, things look good around here. Ones I thinking, calling you this late. I guess I needed to hear a voice and say things look good around here. The boys are in the parking lot still drinking beer. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get them inside. And it sounds like a party out there. No worries, no cares, things look good around here. Some time alone, not long now till I get home, and I'm sorry I woke you. Hope you're not mad. But it's 4 a.m. and I just got home to my motel room, so I picked up the phone. I figured you'd like to hear about the life I have. When things look good around here, I'm running to the parking lot to grab me a beer. There's a party going on outside. This ain't the first time through, and it won't be my last time. Tripping things look good around here. Thank you. Hey, are y'all okay with this vibe? I mean, if you've ever seen us play with the full band, it's a lot more energetic. You know, this is, you know, it's much more in-your-face rock and roll. This is it's kind of a unique thing for me, and a little bit of a rare treat, really, to kind of sit down and tell funny stories about the songs or something. But are y'all enjoying this? Is it? Yeah. Okay.
So where's your piano player tonight? I think you're the piano player tonight, actually.
All right.
I mean, it seems like a waste to have it over there and not have you play it.
It does. It does. It really does.
In fact, okay, this is a great lead-in. You just got back from Mexico, a trip with your buddy Kevin Fowler. Y'all had a good time over in Cabo, I think.
Some folks like to get away, take a holiday from the neighborhood. Hop a flight to Miami Beach or to Hollywood. I'm taking a Greyhound that's on a river line. So I'm in a New York state of mind. That's it. That's all. I've written very, very, very few songs on piano, so just about everything that I know how to play. It's like Billy Joel songs. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but if you're so smart, I mean. It's extremely difficult to play Billy Joel songs. It's also extremely difficult to sing them, as I'm discovering. But you know, we do this piano bar show where we just play all these. I don't know, what else do we do? We do. What else do we got? We got a bunch of these. We're not doing that. I know. I can't sing that high. I looked at Aleph to sing it. He went like this. He went, no. No. Maybe we do it in a different key. I could sing it. I'm not going to try. I mean, we could. Yes.
So Kevin Fowler in Mexico, you guys just got back from a trip? It's really awesome.
Well, country music singers have always been a real close family. That made me, when you said Kevin Fowler, that made me think of that.
That's one of his covers of choice.
We did our annual trip, Mexico. We do a trip to Mexico every year, and I've been doing it for 15 years, and this year I brought Kevin Fowler on as a guest and a partner. Next year we're going to do it as a co-venture called Dos Borrachos. Spanish for two swell fellas.
I actually was just thinking of a tagline, just when you thought you couldn't get in any more trouble.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
you like
that fits Mexico.
Just when you thought.
And so hanging out in Cabo with 250 mostly Texans. Hey, somebody was there. Ben McPherson. Yep. That no one in the room knows what the hell you're talking about, but I do. Every time we say Ben McPherson, you got to drink. Ben McPherson. All right. Ben's not here tonight. It's 2 a.m. in the motel room, and the boys, they'll be sleeping soon, but I'm up and around, feeling blue. not much of anything to do. So maybe I'll walk down the hall, see if I can find anyone at all to get up and head out for a beer. Or we could just sit and talk in here. It kills me, all these slow nights paying my dues. There ain't nothing wrong, it's just a late night case of the blues. Somewhere down in my soul, an angel lives, but he lost control, and the devil gives the dice a roll and takes my heart for a spin. But in the morning I'll be fine. Well, the birds will sing and the sun will shine. I'm washed in the blood, born again. But on nights like this, I'd even question him. Forgive me, Father, for being so confused. And let's just chalk it all up to a late night case of the blues. Phone's been ringing loud and clear, but 1,000 miles from here. And I wonder if she knows my fear, or if she's even home. So maybe I'll go walking around, or I'll take a taxi cab downtown. I'll lay a $5 bill on the ground by the wine, oh, while he's sleeping. Yeah, I can't help but feel like I'm being used. Lord, help me get over this late night case of the blues. That's the only song I've written on the piano.
That's actually one of my favorite songs that you've
Mine too.
that you've ever written. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Are y'all having a good time tonight so far? Is everybody doing okay?
I was thinking, how do you follow that? Everclear, we're doing it.
Well, let's go ahead and go there. So I remember, getting that first record, and you and I sitting down and listening to some of those mixes that Lloyd was completing for you on that first record, and I remember you played me Everclear, and I just went, this is so wrong and so right in so many ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Mike Ethan Messick.
Yeah. And so right after we got out of school, I was going back and forth to College Station on Wednesday nights. They were having these like open mic nights. They were singer-songwriter deals sponsored by KORA and Roy Jean. Remember Roy Jean?
Yep.
And so I was beginning to play, songs that I'd written. Colin and I had written a couple songs, and I was going up there after work on Wednesday. I would drive into College Station and play these open mic nights, and it was a singer-songwriter thing. You had to play your own songs, and I met this other songwriter named Mike Ethan Messick, who was bringing the house down with the song he had written called the Everclear song. And when I decided to make a record, I talked to him about it. I said, hey, can I record that song? He said, absolutely. And it worked out. Yeah, Mike wrote a very, very funny song. And let's don't do it. Let's don't do it. Okay, we're gonna do it, I guess. Hey, y'all, do me a favor, just because it's really a treat for me to do this, but I don't want anyone to lull. I don't know. Did y'all have supper before the show? Did you do supper? Yeah, you did. Okay, so you've been sitting there a while. I want you to do me a favor before we get into this. Will you? I mean, you don't have to stand up, but just make some noise and scream and hoot and holler and let me know it's going on. Yeah. All right. Now, tequila. We're all going to do a shot. That guy, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, this was one of the first songs to take off for me. The first one was Having Fun All Wrong, and this one has done so well, and it was on that first record, and thank God, because most people struggle through their first few records, and I talked to Jack Ingram early on, and he said, man, you only get, in his Jack way, yeah, man, you only get one chance to make a first record. I thought, man, that's profound. I took it to heart, and I did the absolute best that I could making that first record, and of course this song was on there, and it's always a party favorite. We were playing fraternity parties for the next 6 years, booked solid. Every day at lunch in high school and all of my senior year, I drink my Coca-Cola with a touch of Everclear. Never had to study math, science, or history. I'd have a chemical flashback that jogged my memory. My junior year, I swore I loved sweet Miss Sherry Ann. One night I put some Everclear in her Dr. Pepper can. Well, I thought it'd make her easy, but she took it pretty hard. Took her home and I rang her doorbell. I left her laying in the yard. Tequila drives me out, beer just makes me fat. Whiskey makes me nauseous, tell me who the hell needs that? If you're thinking about drinking and your answer's crystal clear, invisible intoxicant. I remember my church picnic in the spring of '89. They had 4 fresh watermelons sliced right off the vine. And when they bowed their heads, giving grace for the food, I pulled out my bottle, I soaked the melons good, and they never knew it hit them when the potion went to work. They had grandmas doing backflips, grandpas looking up their skirts, and they were singing hallelujah and Willie Nelson songs. Preacher said it was the best dank picnic that the Baptists have ever thrown. Tequila drives me out, beer just makes me fat, whiskey makes me nauseous, tell me who the hell needs that? So if you're thinking about drinking, hey, your answer's crystal clear. The invisible intoxicant called Everclear. When I'm drinking Everclear, I think I'm king of this whole world. I'm bigger and badder than John Wayne, and I'm cooler than Steve Earle. Until I wake up and I'm face down in the hall, and I'm completely naked for a reason I can't recall. But I'm kinda sorta thinking, maybe I met a chick. There's perfume in the air, lipstick on my neck, and I hope that she was pretty, and I hope she was kind enough to leave my clothes somewhere they're easy to find. Tequila drives me out, beer just makes me fat, whiskey makes me nauseous, tell me who the hell needs that? If you're thinking about drinking, hey, your answer's crystal clear. The invisible intoxicant. Thank you. Man, I did the very first 10-man acoustic jam in Houston, Texas, and we did it at the theater where it's round and the stage is round and it turns, and the stage turns around and you're like the Space Needle, very slowly. And I got out and I sang, it's about beer and whiskey and drinking. And right off the bat, the crowd was like pumped, And then I got my dad up and we did some Mexican music, and I was on stage with Pat Green, Radney Foster, Clint Black, and let's see. I've been with so many. I've done several of these things. I've been on stage with so many guys. I can't remember exactly who the other one was on that first one. But Clint Black, might have been David Ball. It wasn't David Ball. Could have been David Ball. It was David Ball. And so Pat Green, we're listening to Radney Foster and Clint Black, and Pat leans over. He goes, "Well, man, what the hell did we do right to get this gig?" I don't know. So, but I did Love Ain't What This Song's About. I did Mexican music with my dad, and my last song was Everclear. And I went into Everclear, and Clint Black was going, man, this guy, he's got the crowd. He pulls out his harmonica and starts playing harmonica. He's a tremendous musician. And it got to the point where it says there's perfume in the air and there's lipstick on. And I said neck, and the crowd, well, these belligerent people, you won't believe what they yelled out. Clint Black politely took his harmonica and put it away. and, yeah. And then after the show, he went, "What the hell was that?"
Oh, me. Yeah, I often wondered how you would follow up Everclear. And then I heard the song Love, and I just went, festival mosh pits will never be the same after Love. And to this day, if you've never been to the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival, you can experience it online if you want to. Go to Roger Creager's YouTube page or website, and well, you'll get to see a unique tradition that happens there every year. And I thought you couldn't top Everclear, but you did. And there's plenty of beer on everyone at the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival to prove it.
That tradition started in Huntsville, Texas, and it was a blessing and a curse. I think Blue Edmondson started throwing beer. He was playing with us that night, and John Evans was too. And I remember, it was this little bar in Huntsville, and I think it held 400 people, and so comfortably 600. College town, And somehow that got started. Somebody started throwing beer in the air, like putting their thumb over the thing and just spraying it. Well, then everybody started doing it. And I was both thrilled, amazed, disgusted, angry, and confused. And I look over, I'm dealing with all of these emotions at once at the same time. I'm going, oh my God, I don't know if this is, I don't know what to do. I'm getting covered in beer and my guitar and the pedal boards, our equipment that is very heavy and very expensive. It's getting covered in beer, and I look over, and there's Blue Edmondson and John Evans, like right to the side of the stage, just dousing me with beer.
Perfect.
And then for the next about 4 years or so, every show that we played anywhere, wherever we went, it was the same thing. It was beer showers all over the place, and it was really kind of an attention getter, in the days before MySpace. The days before MySpace and my face, whatever. You had to do something to get attention, and this was spreading like wildfire through the colleges. Like, come out and let's do this beer shower thing. And we would come to Houston, and there was a little bar called Blanco's that we would go play.
Yeah.
And it's all the, like River Oaks Cowboys, and they're...
Not to be confused with the Woodlands Cowboys. Don't anybody get upset. Nobody get upset now.
As soon as I said that, I thought, that came out wrong. There's, as y'all know, being, in the Houston area, there's actually a lot of River Oaks Cowboy, a lot of everywhere around this area. So these guys come in, these gentlemen come in with the, 100X cowboy hat, and it gets covered in beer. And so it began to be a problem because, decent people wouldn't come to our shows anymore. Nothing but, like hormone-driven fraternity boys. And so for the next several years, we spent, all of our energy raging with, hairy-legged dudes.
Roger, I'm looking over at the manager of the establishment, Gabe, and he's going, oh my God, I hope they don't do it here.
Oh man, this place is historic. It can handle it.
No.
This thing is solidly built. And So we spent the next several years trying to squash that tradition. We thought it was, we quit playing the song at times when we could see them getting ready to put beer in their hand. Instead we're gonna do a song by the Carpenters. Yeah. And so we managed to kind of wean it out, and then about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that, out at Larry Joe Taylor Festival, the tradition reared up again, and now it's really only happens there,
Yeah.
and it's good that it only does there, and it's absolutely bonkers. If you haven't ever been to the Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival, you should go. It's like Woodstock for Texans. Don't take the brown acid. Do not take the brown acid. It's in April nowadays, so sometimes there's rain, which means mud. Plenty of public nudity. It's like Woodstock for Texans, I'm telling you. But anyway, love and what this song's about. The tradition lives on there and only there, which is, thankfully.
They save it up. They save it for that moment, and you can see it. Go to YouTube. Check it out. I've never seen more beer in the air, ever.
Yeah. You said they save it for that moment, like they're these, virtuous people holding a... No, it's a free-for-all at that point. And for hours before. But there's some of the greatest music. It's very similar to the Steamboat Springs Music Festival, except, yeah, it is. There's 50 bands at that one, and there's probably more than that at LJT. But you have to camp for a week, and it's absolutely worth it. And all day long, starting at, what time? 1 o'clock or so, right after lunch. Music starts on different stages, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And there actually is a person named Larry Joe Taylor, and he's a friend of mine. Well, what song are we going to do? We don't want to do Love. All right. I wonder if this is one of those times. Have any of y'all ever floated down the Guadalupe River, gotten an inner tube, and the biggest danger of that, and I think they've changed the rule. They change the rules periodically, and then they change them back. And there's always, you can't have beer cans. You can't have something. Okay, you can, but you can't have I don't know what the rules are currently, but for most of this time, you have an inner tube tied to your inner tube with an ice chest in it. And you go down the whole river that way, and my goal is I don't ever want to paddle. I'm not here to work. And you reach over, you get a beer, and you just sing, and the river flows nice and smooth for most of it. Then you have fun little parts and stuff. But the problem is you get down, 3 hours later when you get to where you're supposed to get out, and then at that point you get out of your tube and you stand up, you're holding the tube, the river is raging, you're on uneven rocks, and you're trying to fight against the current, and that's when it hits you. Man, I'm wasted. I wonder if that applies to y'all sitting here tonight. I don't know. We're about to find out. I hope not. I hope not. All right. It's called Love. Love ain't what this song's about. Candlelights ain't what I'm in the mood for now. I don't need a metaphor to help me get this out. 'Cause love ain't what this song's about. 'Cause it's about beer and whiskey and drinking. It's about playing the fool and with your buddies who don't give a damn. What in the world? How much do you man no love? Everything this song's about. And crying ain't what you're gonna hear. You won't have any salty tears drowning in your beers. And if you're feeling down, then friend, you better just steer clear, 'cause crying ain't what you're gonna hear. 'Cause it's about when and when it's on. It's about doing one thing and make sure you do it wrong. It's about giving in to your deepest desire, setting the whole damn world on fire. Crying ain't what you're gonna hear. What this song's about. Candlelights ain't what I'm in the mood for now. And I don't need any metaphor to help me get all my innermost feelings out, because love ain't what this song's about. But it's about beer and whiskey and drinking. It's about playing the fool and acting without thinking. It's about running with your buddies who don't give a damn. What in the world happens to your man? No love. Ain't what this song's about. Play a little fiddle with it. So nice. Sing love ain't what this song's about. Woodlands, Texas, no sirs. World's got us all trapped. Friends, there ain't no way out. So give in to your deepest desire. Set the whole damn world on fire. Love.
I told you guys I was going to tell you a little bit, just a quick minute about our sponsor. You know, Roger, you and I have written a couple of good songs lately. We're on a good streak. And I guess it was, last year, you and I sat down after the storm over at our new offices. And what I want to tell you about the Rockstar Real Estate Group is not only are they a sponsor of our event, but before they were a sponsor, I was a client of theirs. And for those of you that are from around this area, land is hard to find at a reasonable price anywhere around here. And we're up off of 2978 and 1488, that area between Woodlands and Magnolia. And the Rockstar Real Estate Group found us 2.5 acres with a house and a really nice steel barn on it that wasn't even on the market. And here's the deal. We do business with a lot of people in our lives, and when you have the chance to do business with people that love the things and support the things that you love, man, I think that's a win-win. So Rockstar Real Estate Group, y'all wave your hands back there. They're experts in real estate in this area. If you need anything, check them out. They're around. Rick, Vanessa, thank y'all for everything you do to make nights like this happen. We appreciate you. So speaking of, do you play any of those songs we've written recently? We wrote one, I'll tell you this, we wrote one called Faith in the Water after the hurricane. And I don't know if you saw the video or not, but a bunch of our Texas music friends got together and sang the song with us. And there's a website, faithinthewater.org. 100% of the proceeds go to the Rebuild Texas Fund. We've got royalties coming in off of Spotify, and you folks are listening to it, and we appreciate that. But man, there's a lot of people still trying to get their lives back in order and get their homes back in order. And you can go to that website and make a donation, faithinthewater.org, and 100% of it goes to help people that were affected by the hurricane. And That was a lot of fun writing that song with you.
We did something that has, to my knowledge, never been done before, and that is we got the whole Texas red dirt music community to get together for a. Do you have the names somewhere? We ought to read those out. All the guys.
Yeah,
that got together.
I can list some of them. We had, Pat Green, Wade Bowen, Josh Abbott. It'd be easier to say who didn't sing on it, probably.
It would, yeah.
Kevin
Our
Fowler.
goal was to do a Texas country version of "We Are the World."
And we pulled it off. Jack Ingram, Cody Johnson, Bree Bagwell,
Reckless Kelly, Mickey
Reckless
and the
Kelly, all the
Motor
guys
Cars,
from those. Ray Benson from Asleep at the Wheel.
Daryl Dodd,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the cool thing was is that most of them
Cody
showed
Johnson.
up at the studio the same day.
Co
So like
Wetzel.
if you'd have dropped a bomb on that studio that day, Texas Red Dirt music as we know it would not exist anymore.
You'd have destroyed the Austin marijuana market. Yes.
That is true. But the coolest thing was not, I have to say, it was not all of our buddies that showed up, but it was the gospel choir that showed up to sing
Yeah.
behind us on it, because that really made it a special deal.
Yeah, and if iTunes, can they get it? It's
Yeah,
on
you can
iTunes.
listen
I mean,
to it on
it's everywhere,
Spotify,
right?
buy
Yeah.
it on iTunes. You can see the video and everything that has to do with it at faithinthewater.org. And go check it out. It was a labor of love. It was a lot of fun.
We tried to get everybody singing. We really tried to do a "We Are the World" with the thing, and it was Kevin Fowler texted, the whole group, like 30 people, said something that was, like he was very moved and
Yeah.
felt like this was something genuinely
Historic.
epic that had never happened before.
It was cool. Do you remember it?
No.
Yeah. It's one of those ones you write and you record and you get
We
together
played
and
it
do
a
it, and
couple
then you
times,
don't.
though, live. Yeah, particularly when, shortly after the hurricane, when it was still going on. Do you remember it?
This is edited for rebroadcast, so we could try it, and if it sucks, then nobody will ever hear it. Or not.
Yeah. If y'all think I'm afraid of screwing up, no. I've screwed up so many times in on stage that I'm okay with it. It's kind of funny. This won't make the radio broadcast unless you're doing XM, heyo. But they did. Just reminded me of screwing up on stage. We were playing in Springfield, Missouri, playing a show in Springfield, Missouri, and we got into the show, 5, 6, 7 songs in, something like that. And everyone was jumping. There was this girl doing cartwheels. Do you remember her doing cartwheels? Were you there? I don't know. You may not remember. She was doing cartwheels through the crowd, back behind the thing, and we're like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And people turning themselves upside down. I got the weirdest pickup line from a girl that I've ever gotten. She came up after the show at that show and said, she's kind of nudging on it like that. She goes, "My name's Bridget." I went, "Oh, it's nice to meet you. She's a pretty girl." She goes, "I work at Hooters." All right. But I got on stage and I said, "It's so good to be here in Springfield, Illinois." Everyone, yeah, exactly. They all went and I didn't even know I did it. So I'm going, "Yeah, we're the Roger Creager Band of Kansas." I go, "Bam." Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you upset about? I said, "This is Springfield, Missouri. You said Illinois." I said, "Oh, I'm very, very sorry. Obviously, I know we're in Missouri. I'm sorry. It's good to be here in Springfield, Missouri." Everyone I went, hey, lighten up. I'm not that fucking sorry. name is Bridget.
You pick a song.
Oh, yeah?
You pick a song.
Okay, all right. Let's do one. Turn it up. Yeah. Three guitars. Man, look at us. Like a rock band. Get out on the open road. Let the wind blow through my soul. At the wheel, I'm captain in command. I'm a rambling man, I won't be tamed. I'm a throwback to the good old days. Some call me an outlaw, maybe I am. But when a wailing song comes on in my truck, I don't turn it down, I turn it up. Feeling now and then. It gets a hold and it roll it go until I give in. I can't get enough when it comes. What I love, I don't turn it down, I turn it up. Sunset, I ride into town, turn a little joint upside down. I get a rowdy crowd feeling right. My boots hit the hardwood stage. Well, I know I was made. I'm here to raise a little hell tonight. Somebody hands me whiskey in a cup. I don't turn it down, I turn it up. I get a little bit of that reckless feeling now and then. Gets a hold and it won't let go until I give in. I can't get enough when it comes to what I love. I don't turn it down, I turn it up. Times are a good woman's love. Hey, I don't turn it down. I won't turn it down. But I get a little bit of that reckless feeling now and then. It gets a hold and it won't let go until I give in. I can't get enough when it comes to what I love. I don't turn it down. Turn it up. Thank you.
Have y'all had a good time tonight? Roger, when we're done, are you going to be selling some merch and saying
we've got
hi to some
we've got our
people over
T-shirts
here?
right over here. If you want to get one signed, I'm gonna hang out back over here for a few minutes. We've got baseball caps, T-shirts. We've got Trey
CDs, koozies.
Trey Lawson back. He's like Vanna White at the moment. You can't see him. He's yes, we do. It's very. If you win this lovely showcase, you can. What else? We got all the CDs and such. But I'm gonna hang out over there for a few minutes if you want to get one signed after. Are we done?
We got time for a couple more. What do you want to do for us?
So, We have a request. Anyone have a request? No requests at all. That's weird. I can sit no longer. Am I the only one that's? I'm obsessed with World Cup soccer. I watch it every day. I wake up and watch it. I'm learning the rule. I didn't play soccer as a child, so I don't know all the rules. But they have offsides. I'm obsessed with it. I sat and watched it on my laptop. I don't really have a story about that. I just was taking your pulse, seeing. How many of y'all love the World Cup soccer thing? Some of y'all, yeah? All right, so if a quarter of Texans dig it, that's a big deal because we don't love soccer. Okay, how about I heard somebody holler out Gulf Coast time. We can do that. What key did we write that song recently in? We did a song, it was like, starts out like this. Kyle and I were over at my house, it was like, F?
Ish. Maybe A. I don't know.
Well, I drank tequila down in Lajitas, lived on in slum in Harris for a time.
It's a great song.
Lived on in slum in Harris for a time. I saw the ruins in Rome. I ran the bulls in Pamplona. In Paris I drank red wine. With all of my running, I got tired of bumming, so I settled down outside of Fort Worth. Now, everywhere I go, people want to know what it's like seeing heaven on earth. Well, it was almost Amarillo. You lying on my pillow, making love by the campfire, under the stars in Palo Duro. I should have stayed in that flatland, held on tighter to your sweet hand. 'Cause ever since I let you go, the greatest thing I've ever known was almost Amarillo. That's all you get. I'm not going to do that. Kyle and I wrote that song. I think it's finished.
I think it's
pretty
done.
close to anyway. And we wrote that about a month ago.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We need to get together. Last few times we've gotten some good stuff, so we could keep the streak going.
Yeah. Faith in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, Gulf Coast time. I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas, which is, for those of you, you know where Corpus is. We play all over the country nowadays. I have to kind of explain that. People say, Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah, do you know where Pittsburgh is? If I showed you a map of Pennsylvania, maybe not. I just have to tell people about Corpus. It's on the beach, bitch. That's what I say. Like the way salty warm breeze feels as I make another cast with this rod and reel. Sounds like things are going well from the tone of your letter. Am I doing okay? I guess you could say I'm keeping my head above the water on the deck of this old saltwater lady dancing across the way. The seaside world slows down to an idle and the sun sets red over Coconut Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on mine. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. You know it's nice getting back to the simple things, like the taste of fresh key lime in this drink. I took that watch you gave me, tossed it about a mile offshore. It's just another anchor around me, weighing me down. I don't need any more. On the deck of this old saltwater lady dancing across the way. The seaside world slows down to an idle and the sun sets red over Coconut Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on with mine. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. And I know I'm getting better with every breath of ocean that I breathe in, and my soul gets stronger every moment I spend on the deck of this old saltwater lady dancing across the waves. The seaside world slows down to an idle and the sun sets red over Coconut Bay. You moved on with your life in California. I'll move on with mine. But sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time. Sometimes things take a little longer here on Gulf Coast time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Roger, I want to tell you thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. It's been, I think, I look back, it's been about 6 years since we've had you do the radio show, since you've been back here at Dosey Doe. Thanks for coming to do it tonight. And, of course, thank you to the fine folks at Dosey Doe for the beautiful venue and making this possible, the Texas Rockstar Realty Group, all the radio stations that run it. Hey, you can find... The video podcast will be up in a few weeks. You can find out about all that at realliferealmusic.com. We've got some more shows coming up this season. Corey Morrow, Josh Ward, Courtney Patton, Doug Supernaw, which will be a very interesting one, I'm sure. So you don't want to miss that one.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you very, very much for coming and spending a Wednesday night. You know, thank you very much for listening to my music and you know, tonight listening to these wacky stories that I got to be honest, none of them are true. None of this is true. It's all made up. And next time I do this, I will tell completely different stories for the same songs. Okay, some of it's true, some of it's not. You figured out. Hey, I'm gonna reward y'all. I haven't seen my dad in like a month or so, but he's here tonight. This is my dad, Bill Creager. First Sergeant Creager, right here, U.S. Army. He grew up in South Texas at a different time, you know, and it was very different. And you know, growing up in South Texas, he knew Spanish.
Yeah,
perfect,
that's right.
Perfect Spanish.
Yeah, I can speak Spanish pretty good.
His English is coming along nicely too.
English is kind of tough.
You, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and President Bush. You're doing.
Yeah, we have a lot of trouble with that.
Coming along nicely, yes.
Yeah.
Six
more days.
Huh?
6 more days. I got him. July 3rd.
Oh, your birthday. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I got to be honest. I'm not even sure what month it is. Yeah, my dad turns 84 in July the 3rd. He joined the Army, and he said he went out to California to report for basic, and he got there a day early, and he went to said, well, you know, you're here, the rest of your unit will be here tomorrow, but you're welcome to go eat, and you can sleep over there. And he says, you go eat over in the mess tent, and he tells the story. It's actually more profound than I'm making it sound. But he went over to the you know, got a tray and went down the line, and you know, growing up in South Texas, they had like Salisbury steak, and they had macaroni and cheese, and they had you know, chicken, Brussels sprouts, and he said that he had very literally never seen any of that shit before.
No.
Like, he's looking for cheese enchiladas. All right. Well, everyone else is eating it. I guess it's okay. Anyhow, my dad taught me. He taught me this song, and we tricked him into singing it with me on one of the early records. I don't remember which record it was. Maybe I Got the Guns or Long Way to Mexico. But anyway, it's called Allá en el Rancho Grande. Allá en el Rancho Grande, allá donde vivía, había una rancherita que alegre me decía, te voy a hacer tus calzones como los que usa el ranchero en los comienzos del año, te los acabo de cuero.
Su mamá le dice a Julia que te ha dicho ese señor. Ay, 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 ay. Mamá no me dijo nada, solo me ha hablo de amor. Ay, 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 el gusto de los vaqueros es tener una muchacha para salir a la plaza y darle vuelo al helado.
Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde vivía, había una rancherita que alegre me decía, te voy a hacer tus calzones como los que usa el ranchero. Te los comienzo de lana, te los acabo de cuero. Come on, man.
Su mamá le dice a Julia, su mamá le dice a Julia que te ha dicho ese señor. Ay, 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 ay. Mamá no me dijo nada, mamá no me dijo nada, solo me habló de amor. Ay, 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 cuando se muera mi suegra, que le entierren boca abajo, porque si quiere salirse, que se meta más abajo. And the crowd goes crazy. Hey, good.
God bless. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Roger Creager, Bill Creager, Kyle Hutton, Bryce Clark, Aleph Yonker, Manny Morales. What a pleasure. Good night. God bless. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roger Creager.